that's being talked about, and there are companies that are effectively building ecosystems. In fact, I think I remember an interview with Jack Ma at Alibaba, and he was asked, "Oh, so you're in the e-commerce industry?" And he really quickly he corrected the reporter or something. He said, "I am not in the e-commerce industry. You understand, I am in an ecosystem." And I think it was profound because people woke up that part of Jack Ma's brilliance is he was constantly thinking of all the systems that surround the e-commerce platform, from the supply chain all the way to delivery, all the things inclusive of that entire, what they call integrated front to back, from farm to table, if you would. And that, that notion of the integration of systems has emerged into this word we call business model ecosystems. The challenge and the opportunity there, that's far more complicated than it has before, is who do I partner with? Who in the ecosystem do I need to partner with? And some I need tighter partnerships where I might evolve with them. Other relationships could be partnerships that are kind of what I call transactional, but still required to operate your system. I read a report on supply chain about a week ago, talking about how will car manufacturers recover from the supply chain disruption, because as you know, sometimes with a car, one part can stop the production line. And I was just shocked when I read the report where they counted up the number of discrete entities in the supply chain system from level 1, 2, and 3 with Volkswagen. 1.25 million entities aggregate that are constituting their supply chain, right? And so you can see the intricacies of a supply chain disruption, but these are partners and these are contractors in their ecosystems. And I think that the world we're in now is, how do you map the partnerships? You don't own them. You might have an M&A out of some of them as far as your strategy goes for what you need to do, but to a certain degree, how you pick the partnerships at all levels of the enterprise, of the market, of even government partners that you might need because of regulatory types of issues. You need to plan those. We need to map those. They were almost considered to be different entities that we have to go contract with or we compete with, et cetera. So I think it's opened up the notion that we're so interconnected in many cases, where one company is so big now, we partner with one part of their business, but we actually compete on another level simultaneously. This notion of co-opetition that's been around, it's rising more and more. So partnership management and development, I think, is part of that organizational engineering. You have to take a systems approach to this. And that's why I give the term engineer, because most engineers are taught systems thinking, because you can't get your degree. You can't even begin to get your degree unless you understand the science of the systems to solve problems, right? Whether it's mechanical, electrical, chemical, you could go on and on. So the notion of engineer from an organizational perspective is a brand new competence. It's emergent. And it's critical in many cases. Once you begin to see all the ideas in your pipeline, and you go, okay, well, how could we orchestrate all of these pieces without having to buy them all, right? And you look at the concepts of the sharing economy. Uber doesn't own a single room of any residence, but they're the largest hotel company in the world. I mean, just get your head wrapped around that, and it didn't take a lot of people to build this. They didn't invent the cloud. They didn't invent the internet. And yet they built a social trust system through the merging of their technology with the buyer and the supplier, that the partnership works. The partnership connected to the point that they have a fairly dramatic global business, as a result of a ecosystem partnership.